How do you see this competition heating up?
Well, I think it's good for, it's good to see that Twitter is, it's really growing as a brand. I mean, when we invested, Twitter was 22 people. Today, it's more than 1,000 people.
You got in 2009.
In 2009, you just had the Pope tweet for the first time today.
I saw that.
So Twitter really is
and tweet
meaningful.
A lot, by the way. Fairly prolific.
Yep. And so I think what's sad about what's happening. I mean, Instagram obviously got acquired by Facebook. Now Facebook is trying to change how Instagram integrates with Twitter. I think who really loses in this battle are the users, the end consumers. And I think Twitter's trying to make the best experience for consumers possible, and they've done that to date.
Jules, what do you say to people who say, okay, it's no longer really about static photos, it's more about video? Do you think that's true?
Well, I think the whole web is becoming more about video. You're seeing more interactive content, Hulu, YouTube. That's what's important. And I think Twitter is giving users what they want. 5 years ago, Twitter used to be just about text. Today, it's about images, about video. Brands are a key part of that. So I think it's really exciting for the web and really exciting for users.
It's kind of a surprise to hear you say social is just getting started, because for a lot of people, maybe we feel like, okay, it's already been developed, but you feel like we're just in the first inning. Why is that?
Well, I do. I mean, I think social is it's not just a vertical. It's not about just social networks. People historically think about Facebook and Twitter. Social is really a horizontal. It touches almost every business, the media business, entertainment, the Pope, religion now. So it's amazing. We invested in a company called Buddy Media in 2010.
Sure, which was purchased, a pretty big exit.
Biggest social software business for enterprises. So enterprises have to be a part of social too. So we'll see social actually as a layer across many industries, and we've done 5 social investments in the last 5 years.
Once one of them, you just mentioned Buddy Media, but if there's another one that really stands out, at least as a harbinger of change, and just how much, as you say, vertical and horizontal, what would it be?
Well, I'd say Clout. Clout, as you know, it's the leader in trying to assign a score of social influence for users. So everybody today has credit scores. Clout actually assigns a score to users based on how influential they are. And what's important to both brands and to those users is that it's important that they actually can get perks and benefits based on their social influence. So this company has now relationships with thousands of brands. There's millions of users using the site. It's as important as your credit score. You have to manage your Clout score.
Joel, how hard is it right now here on the West Coast? I mean, we hear even in New York that competition between VCs is so intense right now. If there's a company that you want to work with, you just have to get on a plane, or you better get to that office, really make a solid pitch. Is that what's going on? Is it at a fever pitch right now?
I don't think it's a fever pitch. I mean, at IVP, we're a $1 billion fund. We only have to make 10 to 12 investments per year. So we look at 2,000 opportunities all across the country. So when we see an opportunity we absolutely do everything we can. I met an entrepreneur a few years ago. We had a great meeting on a Thursday. We offered to get on a red eye that night to fly back with him to New York to try to invest in that company. We ended up investing. The company's called Yext, and it's been a great success for us. So we need to be where the entrepreneurs are, but luckily there's great deal flow. I think we're one of the leading firms, and we're happy with the position we're in.
As far as deal flow, how do you see, can you compare San Francisco / the Valley and New York?
Well, I think San Francisco's got a great sort of creative optimism. Everybody's focused on the next Facebook, the next Twitter. It's really exciting. New York's got sort of these hard-charging, aggressive entrepreneurs. They're always up in the middle of the night. I love that about New York. The city never sleeps. I love going there for different companies. There are different types of entrepreneurs, but we're now starting to see our first $1 billion plus outcomes coming out of New York City. I think there'll be more. We're looking to invest in those early stage companies.